I mean, it's a good look.
Yeah.
Ceyair, how much fun has this defense and this secondary had together to start the season? It seems like you guys are a pretty tight group.
Yeah, we definitely are a very tight group. I think that's one of our best attributes, just how close we are and how well we work together as a unit. And in terms of how much fun we've had, I mean, we've been having a blast out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing everybody make plays, it makes me happy. It makes us happy. So, we've been having a great time.
You slid over last week. Just what type of challenge was that for you, and what did you like the most about it?
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a football player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think one of the good things about our team is that we emphasize being able to play in any position, and starring in your role. So, when I was told, we want to do this week, that was what I was going to do. And it was an exciting new challenge for me. So, it was good for me to be able to get in a new spot and just, have fun and figure it out. So I enjoyed it.
How much had you played there before?
That was my first time.
Ever? Like, not even in practice?
Yeah, my first time.
You've only had 4 passes thrown your way all season. I mean, are you expecting that to change this week, to have a lot more balls coming your way?
Right. I mean, I'm expecting the ball to come my way every play, I think. Sometimes it just doesn't. So I think that the mindset has to always be like, the ball's going to come here, because if you start to get complacent or start to slack off, that's when you're going to give plays up. So I think I've been, just making sure that regardless of what's happening throughout the course of the game, that I'm focusing on the ball's coming to me. So I have that mentality.
How have you guys changed the way that you cover? Coach Butler was talking about eye discipline, switching from watching the quarterback to watching your man. How's that adjustment gone, and how do you feel like you guys are playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think eye discipline is one of the key points to being successful as a defensive player. Offenses will do things to try to play with your eyes, move people around, and things like that. And as long as you know what your assignment is and where your eyes are supposed to be and where they're supposed to transition to, then you'll be able to play a lot faster. And Coach Butler has really done a great job of honing that into us, and telling us to be disciplined with our eyes and work in specific things to practice that. So I think that it's definitely helped us as a defense.
When you were at USC, did you watch the quarterback more or your man?
I mean, I think, when you're a man, you're going to watch your man. But I think that, when people break or when people do certain things, if they motion, it is easier to drift and to look at the quarterback. And I think as a younger player at USC, I did have tendencies to do things like that. But as I've gotten older and, heard it more just about, being disciplined with your eyes, I've been able to, work on it and excel in it.
How did he train you guys to do it better, and how hard is he on you when you don't do it right?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Butler's a very energetic person, very passionate person. And I think that's, I love that about him. I love how much he pours into us. And so we do, a lot of different drills that challenge your eyes and make sure that you have to put them where they're supposed to be, and then if you don't do it, he's very, very sure to let you know that you didn't do it.
What stands out to you about Underwood, and how you guys as a secondary embrace the challenge of going against a 5-star #1 overall recruit?
Right. Yeah, we're definitely excited to get to compete with him. He's a great player. I think he's very talented. So we're excited to take on that challenge and compete.
I'm curious, in your football journeys, have you come across any of these Michigan players just growing up playing 7-on-7 other things over the course of your football time?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I've probably crossed paths with a few of them through the course of my career. I think I probably would know some more of the defensive players, just being that, I'm a defensive player myself. But, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that the focus is less on who it is and more so on what it is that they're doing.
Ceyair, I know you guys really like playing those night games here, but to have a ranked opponent to open Big Ten play, this has to be a pretty big deal for this team.
Right. I mean, yeah, we're excited to play whoever it is. Every week it's the same mentality. I don't think that it changes based on who it is that's coming here. I think, what we've done a good job of focusing on is us. At the end of the day, every day we're competing with ourselves. And I think that will carry on to the field.
What's allowed? Go ahead.
But how is that relentless pursuit of never feeling satisfied that this team's adopted really fueled you guys? How is that going to help Saturday and into conference play?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, it is easy to, have some success and be like, okay, I'm doing good. Let me start to coast. But when you have the mindset that you always have something to improve upon, then I think that's how you see constant elevation. Even in success, I think that you have to nitpick and find something that you've done wrong, or find where you could have been better. Even if you made the almost perfect play, like if you were 99% perfect on the play, like you have to find the 1% that you could have done better. You know what I'm saying? And I think that our team is doing a really good job of chasing those minor details and chasing those intricacies that'll improve us on the field.
What's allowed Rex Guthrie to be a young player to be on the 2 deep like he is and playing snaps for you now?
Yeah, Rex is a great guy, man. I'm really impressed by how quick he processes information and how quick he's able to apply things that happen in the meeting room onto the field. Being somebody that is a younger guy, you have to listen in, and I think he's really fortunate to have some older safeties around him that can just pour into him and teach him the game. And he's just done a great job of listening in and taking all those lessons and applying them. And he's a great player, so I'm excited for all the things that he will do on this season and further in his career.
Ceyair, having been through a number of these games where there is a marquee name on the other side. Ohio State last year, SC. When you were at USC and you played Notre Dame. What is the challenge of making sure that the focus stays on you, and how do you go about implementing that during the week ahead of the game?
Right. Throughout the course of the offseason, the spring, the winter, the spring, the summer, we were really, really big on just building our family and meshing close together, and blocking out any outside noise. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you have family, you have friends that watch the games and watch videos or whatever it means. They have their opinions on what's going on. But what's most important is what's going on between the walls of the facility and what's going on between the lines of the practice field. And I think that by taking that mindset of really focusing on yourself and your teammates, you don't get caught up in who it is that you're playing against or who they have or whatever it may be that's coming into the stadium or that you're going in to play. You just worry about who it is that you're playing for that's next to you. And so I think we do a really good job of keeping that mindset, and I think it's going to translate.
Anything else for Ceyair?
Thanks, man. Thank you.